Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about one of the things that I really loved doing with my children through the years, and that is journaling. And I'm going to tell you how we do it in our family, and maybe that'll get you started and give you ideas for doing it in your own. We started very simply by getting these composition books. You can get them anywhere, very cheap. And every day that we journaled, I would write a question at the top of the page. What part of the story did you like best? And then they would respond to the prompt that I would have. List as many dog breeds as you can, or what do you like about owning a pet? Or what are your three favorite games and why? So here's my rule to them, though. I wanted their responses to be complete sentences. So if I asked them, tell me about the elephant, and they said, it's gray, big, and eats a lot, then I would say, well, if I walked up to you and just said, gray, big, eats a lot, do you have any idea what I'm talking about? No? Okay, so then you need to start by assuming I know nothing. So you teach them to say, the elephant is gray, it's big, and it eats a lot. And that's how you teach complete sentences. So they practice writing those things. Their responses are complete sentences. You as a mom, 2 rules for you. 1, you can't say, I need it to be 5 sentences or 6 pages long or anything like that. It's just whatever their response is, that's what you take. And you let them do that because it's they're talking to you, their response. The other thing is you do not grade or correct any of the grammar or spelling mistakes. The only thing you correct is, that we corrected was complete sentences. You can look on there, however, and say, I notice they don't know how to spell there very well. I'm going to teach that at a separate lesson. And that's where you can get your ideas for some of the grammar and things that you might want them to learn. So we would do our journaling, 1 question a day, probably journal 3 times a week, and write it at the top of the page, and they would write their responses. And as they got older, they're used to this, they're used to journaling, and some of the things that they wrote down were a little bit more meaningful to them. So we got nicer composition books for them, and they would nicer journal books. I'd take them to the store before school started, choose your journal book, and spend $20 on a leather bound thing, but it's something that they're going to keep forever, so I guess it's a good investment. Anyway, they would keep these, and I keep those. This is, of all the things of the schoolwork, I would throw out the math pages and all the science and all that stuff that I'm never going to look at again. But these things, these journals, I'm keeping them forever because these are their thoughts. This is what was in their heart, and this is what I'm going to read when I'm a grandma in that rocking chair. Give me those journals. Oh, I remember when they said, make a list of your favorite things to do. I can't read a thing. Trampoline, play set. Anyway, these are priceless. It's just, I love it. I just found this one that my daughter wrote. She said, I'm only 13, but I have a few things I might want to do when I get older. I really enjoy Greek mythology, and I'm also interested in teaching. I think an amazing job would be to teach Greek mythology. Sign language is also something I would look into. A sign language interpreter. Wow. I don't think she remembers she wrote that, but I have it in black and white. One more thing that I taught them with the journaling is that when, cursive writing, it was time for cursive writing, and they could write it, but they couldn't really read it. My journal prompts would be in cursive, so it would force them to read cursive. And so that was another good practice thing that we would do, just kind of throw in there. So anyway, rush out there, get your composition book, get started. And, I forgot about this too. When they got older, we got them composition books, but I also got one. And I started letting them take turns writing the journal prompt. So they would write it for everyone in the family, and we'd all respond to that same journal prompt. So now I have my own journal to look at as well. Not my oldest, it's my number 4 daughter, is still journaling today. She fills her journal books, and this is not with me doing prompts. She just journals every day. She has books and books full of her thoughts. And to me, I just think, wow, that is priceless. That is so awesome. And it all started with journaling. Just a simple little question, write it down on their book, and let them go. I don't know if I remember to tell you or not, but if your children are not writing, you still do journaling with them. it's just you write what their responses are, and then I would have them illustrate what their responses were. If you did the writing, let's see if I can find one where we did some illustrating. What did you see at King Tut? We went to the museum. What did you see? And they just would draw it, and then I would write what their responses were. So go out there, get yourself some journal books, and start making those great memories. Okay, bye.